economic, and they were ready just for some blood. And we've got something similar happening here, I think. So anyways, let's listen to this.
And I can't prove this, but it's been my experience. Left-wing communities and left-wing groups, especially online communities and online groups, really pander to the mentally ill in a big way. Really pander to them. And I think that it's a form of weaponization. They want to attract the extremely mentally ill into these communities, and it helps with actually what is radicalization. And they play on the fact that they're mentally ill in order to do this.
Well, this is Antifa, right? Like this is why
it's not just Antifa. It goes beyond that.
Sure.
Like, if you go to some of these TikTokers communities, you go to some of the online political pundits communities who are far left. Okay, these people who are in there are Fruit Loops, man.
Yeah.
They are lunatics, and they're pandered to. They're pandered to. Oh, okay, you can't say this to them. That's ableist. You can't tell them this is you're.
They're pandered to and also recruited. Because if you are somebody who has some sort of a mental delusion, are you going to go and side with the conservatives and the traditionalists and those who are like, you know what, the best thing for you is to get in a community and go to church and maybe some prayer, improve your spiritual life a bit, improve your community? Or are they going to go with the ones who are saying, you know what, you're doing just the perfect thing on TikTok here complaining about colonialism and white supremacy and feminism. You're doing the right thing. And you know what? That thing that you've got that all those conservatives are calling a mental illness, that's your superpower. And that makes you special. Not only does it make you special, that makes you brave. Who do you think they're going to go with?
Weirdo, because that's mean. You can't. And not only are they pandered to, but I think that that's the source of the weapon. If it's the case that these people don't care about death, they don't care. Like, oh, the outcome's going to be death. That guy who shot at the ICE agents not too long ago. Remember, he was on top of the roof. He was shooting across with, I think, a Mauser rifle, and they dusted him. They killed him, or he shot himself. I don't remember which.
When was this?
This was a few months back.
I don't know about this one, I don't think.
No, there was a guy. He was
just how callous I've become.
Yeah, he was taking shots at, I believe it was ICE agents in front of the ICE facility.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
He was using, I believe he was using like a Mauser rifle or something.
Yeah, okay, now I remember.
And early on with the Charlie Kirk thing, they were actually making these connections because he had used a Mauser as well, right, to shoot Charlie Kirk. That was the... So people were making those early connections. Wait, is this a sequence of events? Does the Mauser mean something here? Does that particular rifle have special meaning? You know how people are online.
Yeah.
But anyway, the interesting thing is, like, they don't care if they die. They're dying martyrs. They don't care. Right. And it's really easy to weaponize mentally ill people that way because they don't care. These are the same people who have the high suicide rates for a reason because they're already mentally ill, like the Troons and others, which many of them you find are connected to trans people almost every time.
Also SSRIs.
Yep.
This is the other problem, is that how many of these people are on these psychiatric medications that...
Yeah, and not only how many of these people are on psychiatric medications, but how many of these people are on cocktails of these psychiatric medications. Like cocktails. They take 4 different things in the morning that just scramble their brain. And all of this is based upon this idea of psychology and psychiatry and the idea that you can look at patterns in human behavior and then take drugs that will affect the mind. And sure, you can dull some parts of the brain and you can kill activity, I guess, in some parts of the brain. But the funny part is that these psychologists and psychiatrists are generally atheists, so they don't even believe that you have a mind. But anyways, not to rant too much about psychology and psychiatry, but yeah, of course, these things are scrambling people's brains. And I mean, a conspiracy theorist would say that that's coordinated.
Violent ideation is a part of the side effects of these psychiatric drugs. There's a lot of people that have psychotic thoughts when they get on some of these different SSRIs and different psychiatric medications. So you've got people that are already up mentally, and then you've got them on these medications that cause them to do all kinds of crazy things.
And aren't women taking much more in the way of SSRI pills than men are?
Yeah.
And who do we see is on the bullhorns and loudspeakers at most of these events? It's women.
Well, particularly liberal women.
Particularly liberal women, yeah.
Who are the most mentally ill people? Liberal women. Just who we want running our society. Liberal women. Fantastic. All right, next one I found here. Joe Rogan and Andrew Wilson discussing how MSNBC, aka MS Now, changed Alec Preddy's picture to make him look more handsome. And they stitched Joe up so badly during COVID when Joe was actually a hero of the people at this time. Joe was going against all of the draconian regulations and all these sorts of things. And he was saying, get outside, get some exercise, maybe take some ivermectin if you get sick. And they were demonizing him 100% for this. Isn't that sad, hey? Absolutely demonizing him. And then they go ahead and they make Alex Preddy look very handsome.
Did you see what MSNBC did to his image?
Yeah. Where they gussied
Basically
it up?
did the opposite of what CNN did to me. You know, CNN during the COVID times turned me green, and they made me ugly and look like I was dying, and they made him handsome.
Yeah.
So people would be more sympathetic to him getting shot, which is kind of wild. Like, are ugly people less valuable to MSNBC?
Less
Like,
marketable?
That is crazy to me. Like, look at the difference.
Yeah.
Look at the difference. They shortened up his face. They gave him a little bit of a tan. They widened his face a little bit, it seems like. They just made him a little handsomer.
Yeah.
A little hotter.
They gave him a bit of that Chad jaw, didn't they?
They shrunk his nose a little too, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
They shrunk his nose,
Yeah.
gave him a little bit of a handsome jaw. So he looks like an
Even
American.
made him, if you look at the shoulders, it even looks like they
They definitely beefed up the shoulders there and the neck as well. Looks like they beefed up the neck a little bit. Unbelievable. These people are such lying scumbags. Such lying scumbags. Guy was clearly ugly.
may have plumped up the shoulders there a bit.
A little bit. Yeah,
Yeah.
the one on the right looks like he's a little plumper.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they changed the tone of the color. Wild. I mean, they changed his fucking teeth, man.
Communist News
Look,
Network.
they gave him veneers.
Yeah.
Like, look at the difference in his teeth. He's a much more handsome guy. Like, that one on the right is like the handsome brother, and the one on the left is like, fuck.
Yeah.
Why couldn't I look like
Yeah,
my
the one on the
goddamn
right.
brother?
Yeah, the one on the right. They were twins, and he took more of the protein.
Right.
That was what happened. The thing is like this doesn't surprise me. By the way,
Doesn't surprise me either. Andrew is in the chat, guys. Says, out of everything, I was hoping this would be the message that got out the most from the podcast, that these leftist communities are actually recruiting grounds. But good to see Andrew in the chat, guys. Great to see Andrew in the chat. Another one here. Rogan recaps. Andrew and Rogan on the Candace Owens downfall. This is another one that Rogan completely agreed with him about. It's almost like people who are on the crazy train like me get convinced when he actually brings up the fact that you need evidence. Boring as it is and annoying as it is when I'm trying to put my tinfoil hat on the show and I get brought back, my feet get brought back down to the ground saying that you need evidence. As annoying as that is, it is necessary sometimes because unfortunately we do need evidence for various different claims.
Changed my mind.
Yeah.
What did Charlie say? Prove me wrong or something like that?
it was something akin to that. My understanding was that essentially TPUSA ripped that idea off from
Yeah, it seems like
Crowder.
it.
Yeah. And then I think he feels a lot of like responsibility for what happened with Kirk because
Is he the Mossad?
what's that?
Is he the
Mossad? Yeah, exactly. That's so funny. I don't know. You got Candace's number? We can ask her.
Kansas is getting she's getting dragged on Twitter today because she's like, I've lived in Connecticut. I've never seen this much ice on trees, and it's 30 degrees out, and everybody's like, yeah.
This is pretty brutal. I saw this post and there was a community note under it saying, yeah, that's below freezing.
30 is freezing.
Yeah, it's so funny. It's ice on
people are
trees.
like,
Do
this
you see
is
all the Miss
people-
Cleo memes?
Miss Cleo?
Oh, it's so funny.
Who's Miss Cleo?
You don't remember the Miss
Oh, the
Cleo?
psychic?
Yeah,
She's
the
a psychic?
psychic. They keep on putting the Miss Cleo memes out for Candace because she's a psychic, you know?
That's hilarious.
It is funny.
I think this lighter just shit the bed. Can I borrow that other one? Thank you. Yeah.
It's really funny.
Well, Candace has painted herself into a weird corner where everything has to be a wild conspiracy. Like, it has to be Bridget Macron's a man.
Oh, yeah, it's-
Erica Kirk killed Charlie. It has to, like, one-up the last one, you know?
Yeah. It's really funny he came to the same conclusion that I did. So it's like, I've seen those conspiracy channels come up before, and then they come up, and then they crash out. And the reason is because... Like for her, I think she had the whole like she was involved with this, right? She was involved intricately with Kirk. She knew him.
Yeah.
And so that gave a lot of credibility to a lot of the things that she was saying. But then once you start moving back into like Mandela effect stuff and you know, time travel and
Time
this and that,
travel.
yeah, people are like,
Yep.